Well, hello there, Taurus. How are you? It is so good to see you again. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. If it's your first time to the channel, welcome. We're so glad that you joined us. So today we are doing a special reading in celebration of the Lionsgate portal, which happens on August 8th. In fact, it's called the 8/8 portal. This is a really exciting time because the veil will be so very thin that we can easily receive downloads, inspirations, revelations, epiphanies about our destiny, about who and what we could do if we allowed ourselves to take action on it. It gives us this momentary glimpse of what life would look like if we would allow ourselves to follow our heart, to follow our dreams. So this is actually going to happen, Taurus, in your fourth house of home, family, and childhood energy. So you may be getting some inspiration about buying a new home or remodeling the home that you're in. You may even want to add family members, have this energy of wanting to have a new baby in your family. Or it could even be about kind of going back to some of the things that you enjoyed as a child, or doing some inner child healing at this time. Now, I really suggest that you watch your sun, moon, and rising sign. And the reason is because this activation actually is happening in your rising sign. Your ego is ruled by your sun sign, and our ego tries to keep us safe. So during this time, your ego, you're going to be inspired to take some great action, to make some big change or transformation in your life. And then your ego will step in, and it's going to be, wait a minute, let's not make any big changes. It's going to kick up some of those fears that will help to prevent you from taking action, right? So understanding how your ego works will be really beneficial at this time. Understanding that your ego is just trying to keep you safe. And then finally, your moon sign is the emotional, the house that you will have the most emotions around. So this is going to be a very emotional portal, and that will help you to see how this may impact you emotionally. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start with the oracle cards first to get some overall energy for this portal, and then we'll go to the tarot for more details. So let's see what we have. First light, beginning a new cycle, and oh my goodness, beginning a beautiful new cycle with the bee spirit. Sweet results await. Okay, Taurus, I would say that if you have some inspiration, revelation, epiphany at this time that really kind of brings some, really a big idea to you, and, that once again, it's in your fourth house. It could have something to do with buying a new home, remodeling, having a new baby, something like that. Is this energy of take action on this, because this is a new cycle, but also it has a very sweet ending to it. So it's something that you will want to definitely think about. All right, so let's go to the tarot. And once again, we're going to take a look at first where you will be activated, how this activation may come in for you. Then we'll take a look at how your ego will try to keep you safe. And then finally, we'll look at the emotional impact of this. And Taurus, I do personal readings, and right now I have a special Lionsgate portal reading up. If you're resonating with this reading and you'd like a personalized version, you may want to check that out. The link is in the description box below. I'd really be honored to do a reading for you. All right, so let's see what we have here. There's that new star, and there is the sun. Unbelievable, unbelievable. Okay, so I feel like, right now, you may feel like you're in between worlds, right? And, this is the one world, and you're trying to get into this bright new world. You've been through something that was really difficult with those gray clouds, and you're trying to step into the light, into the colorful new world. But there's something that has been holding you back, something that is preventing you, because you have the Fool card here, something that has been preventing you from actually moving forward. And so with the Fool card here, remember, you have first light, beginning a new cycle. your angels, the divine, your guides are coming in to help give you some type of revelation at what is holding you back. And I'm going to say on the bottom, we have fragmented energy, and then we have the thinker. It's almost like you're overthinking whatever it is. In other words, you have intuition and manifestation. You're just kind of like sitting there, perhaps thinking about maybe what you would like to do. All right. But you're not taking any action, or you're not planning it. It's almost an energy of perhaps being a little bit too dreamy at this time. So let's see what we have here. Yeah, you're attached. You're attached to what your mind is saying. Okay. So once again, we have this scattered energy. It's almost as if you can't find the focus that you are looking for. You're attached to all of the mind games that you're playing with yourself, or perhaps somebody else is playing with you. Okay, so this is in your home and family and childhood. Okay, so it could be that you're attached to the mindset, the mind games, the manipulation, okay, that maybe occurred when you were a child. You know, people saying that you can't do something because you're not creative enough, or artistic enough, or intelligent enough, or beautiful enough, whatever it is, right? Kind of being attached to that. And that is what is preventing you from stepping into this new world, because I feel like there's something about having to heal this, to bring some cup of love to this, right? To taking a look at the mind games or the manipulation, okay? The mindset that you may have acquired since childhood, or perhaps, you know, in your family now, okay? So if you're married and you have children, it could be the mindset in the family about what is holding you back specifically. So let's take, I want to clarify with one more card here. What specifically maybe is the mindset? What is holding you back? Can we have some of that? Yeah, your higher self, there's something. Oh, but then here's the victim mentality with the family card. Yeah, it's almost as if I feel like your revelation, your inspiration, your epiphany, okay, is about how your family and the mindset of your family, and it could be even your siblings, okay? It could be competitive sibling rivalry, right? It could be something like that, that is really holding you back from what you know to be true of what you could accomplish. So I feel like your angels are coming in at this time. They're trying to help you to see, okay, what is preventing you from going in the direction that you are wanting to go in. There's a little bit of energy. If you have been stuck for a very long time, and I'm actually going to say from maybe 2008 when Pluto went into Capricorn, if you've been kind of like stuck in life, and I'm not going to say that you haven't had any great experiences or accomplishments or been very productive since then, right? But it's kind of like you feel like you just can't get things moving forward. This energy of just kind of like being stuck, like nothing's easy. Let's put it that way, like nothing is super easy. It's time for you to take a look at perhaps what mindset you may have acquired, especially in your childhood, because your fourth house is about inner child, childhood energy, home and family, right? It's about understanding that perhaps what some people said when you were a child has really affected you, and is, I feel like it's almost kind of like, you know, when I was young, I lived in the northern states of the United States, right? And one of the cities that I lived in is Buffalo, and it gets a lot of snow. And I was a child, but I remember like we would get the snowsuit on and we would go out to play in the snow. And the snow would literally be like up to my waist, right? And you could plow. It was kind of fun. You would just kind of like plow through the snow, and it was kind of, you know, it was tiring, but it was kind of fun. And I feel like it's kind of like that, like you've been trudging through life. You like when I was a child, you could get across the backyard, but then you would be exhausted and you would just walk back the path that you had cleared, And I feel like that's what life has kind of been, maybe since 2008. You just feel like, it just takes so much energy to get ahead, to take one step forward. And it isn't that you haven't made progress, but it's just been this very long trudgery. And you're I feel like your angels, your guides, the divine is saying, it's time for Taurus not to have any more trudgery. We have to melt the snow and let Taurus make some traction here. And it's that epiphany of how perhaps a brother or a sister may have said something to you when you were a child, right? Or your parents or a teacher. Somebody said something to you and it has stuck in your head. It is just going round and round, and you can't get that traction because you believe something that somebody said, perhaps when you were a child, or perhaps back in 2008. It's preventing you from moving forward. This is the first light. Because all of a sudden, when you recognize that's not my mindset, that is somebody else's mindset, I have a different view of myself, right? I see myself for who I truly am. Then the results can come in quickly. So now let's take a look at how your ego is going to try to prevent you from understanding how this revelation has kept you held back for so long. What is your so your ego is going to say, yes, look at this, that there is a lot of peace out there, right? If you expand your horizons, there's a lot of peace, and yet it's almost like a peace. Whoa. Okay. All right, so you have this revelation. You understand how the mindset that you have at this moment is really not your mindset, but the mindset that somebody has planted in your head, whether intentionally, manipulatively, or just, just out of, the way things happen, okay? So let's see how your ego is going to help you, or try to prevent you, let me say that, from actually understanding that this revelation will help you to open up to a new expansion. Look at this. You have the peace. You have the Imagine card, which is a sense of having peace and expanding in your life. And then you have the Ace of Pentacles. I feel like this is kind of interesting because it's really actually a very positive energy where your ego is going to try to help you to see it. In other words, I think your ego is going to step in. Yeah, your ego is going to try to step in to help you to heal this. Now, I'm not sure I have actually ever seen that before, where I feel like your ego is actually going to help you. In other words, your ego is going to say yes. And I feel like for some of you, you have the King of Pentacles here. This could be father energy, spouse energy. It could be, any male that maybe has been very important in your life. But what you're understanding is that that person, okay, may be created, okay, or wanted to create what it is that you're doing. They didn't want you to expand in your life because somehow it seemed to diminish what they have been able to do in their life. Oh my gosh. So it's about understanding it's time for me to go and think for myself, not think in the pattern of what somebody else has taught me to think. And it's a true healing of this energy. In other words, I feel like your ego is actually trying to help you to see how if you see this in a new way, this revelation, it's not, it's not about being upset with this person that has planted this seed in your mind, right? It's not about being upset with them. It's just the revelation of understanding. Aha. It's that aha moment where you realize that's how they think. That's not how I think. And in some way, I think what you're going to see is that if that person didn't have that mindset that you have kind of inherited, let's put it that way, right? If they didn't have that mindset, they could have even expanded their life even greater. And in a way, perhaps that mindset was planted, that seed was planted in your mind so that you wouldn't acquire more, or you would stay safe, or you would need them in your life. In other words, if it's somebody that you're married to, they could have said this because they didn't want you to expand beyond them and then no longer want or need them in your life. If it's a father figure, or it could be a boss, right? That if, say it's your boss, if you expanded, right? If you expanded beyond what they have to offer, you may go start a competitive business, or you may get their job, or you may become their boss. In other words, you're seeing, oh my goodness, this person doesn't want me to have what it is that I want. And I think your ego is allowing you, really interesting that your ego is allowing you to see how you can plant a new seed and expand in your life beyond what somebody else has acquired in their life. There's also part of me that kind of wonders if your ego may look out for this, that your ego may say, why is it that you think you need to have more than somebody else, or that you deserve to have more than somebody else? So be on the lookout for that when your fears are kind of coming up and your ego may be triggered to try to not have you expand beyond the horizons of what somebody else has acquired in their life. Wow, beautiful. All right, so let's take a look how this affects you emotionally. Oh my gosh, this is beautiful. Friends and colleague, loyal heart, the Sun card. In other words, I feel like, once again, it's not about having, I don't think you're having like a major, argument with somebody, right? I don't think you're even upset about it. In other words, I think what you're doing is you're just like seeing this in a loving way of understanding this person really just wanted to keep me safe. This person just didn't want me to leave their life, whatever it is. And instead of being upset about that, you just move forward, which is a beautiful energy. It's this energy of being healed, of understanding, oh, wait a minute. They just care about me enough, or they care about themselves enough, whatever it is, right? That they were just trying to keep themselves safe or keep me in their realm, right? Instead of expanding beyond them. Yes, but it actually brings you closer together. Really interesting because, for the Lion's Gate, as difficult as this energy was, your revelation was, right? It actually ends up being, well, the sweet results await. It's almost as if you're emotionally at peace. You're emotionally at peace with all of this. Let's see. Empress, Queen of Wands, and then you're seeing, you're seeing how you've held yourself back because of whatever this mindset was. It's held you back, but you also understand that you can expand your life so much more now. You can just step into this beautiful energy. For some of you, I think too, if you're upset about this, okay? If this is kind of like a toxic situation and you're leaving this relationship, whatever relationship it is, it's also understanding, oh, I can go towards other people that see me for who I am. I can find those other people now because you're understanding you don't have to have, you can be independent of this person. You don't have to be tied to this person anymore. That you have the ability to be independent and think freely of what this person thinks. So it literally opens up your whole entire world. The way that you see other relationships, the way that you see yourself, the way that you can move forward, definitely into this bright new world. Wow, Taurus, what a beautiful energy. All right, so let's go ahead and pull a Soul Truth card for you for some final advice. Am I focused on what I am losing or gaining? Yes. And this is a really good thing. This could be something that your ego may kind of like trigger within you. You know, this is a relationship that all of a sudden you decide, I don't want to be part of that person's life anymore, right? Then you could be focusing a little bit on what you are losing in the situation instead of what you are gaining if you move forward. So are you going through some change? And yes, you are. Are you scared to let go because of what you might lose? What if you shifted your focus from what you might lose to what you might gain? Endings are actually new beginnings. Yeah. And I love that energy. It says, today, make a list of all the things you will gain from the change you are going through. Feel your heart, take a breath, and deepen into trust. Amazing things are coming, and they are. You have the sweet results await. Beautiful energy. All right, well, Taurus, I'm going to leave it there. I do wish you so much love and light, and I hope to see you again really soon. Bye for now.